Good morning. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about telecommunication and why it is best for our business. Telecommunication is a work arrangement that not only benefits the employees and the employers, but also the environment. Telecommunication has risen in popularity over the past couple of decades due to the evolution of the internet and online communication. So, what exactly is telecommunication? Telecommunication, as defined by the Human Resources Department of Villanova University, as an alternative work arrangement in which an employee works outside of the standard office, often from home or a location close to home, such as a local library. Telecommuting can be a full time arrangement in which an employee works remotely all of the time, or it may be allowed on certain days of the week or when certain issues like health concerns arise, which will make it pretty practical. So now that we know what telecommunication is, I'm going to be speaking on some of its benefits. Some of the benefits that I think are important are environmental wellness, increased productivity, and also cost savings. Let's now look at the first benefit of telecommunication that I think is important, environmental wellness. Today, we're going to be looking at some statistical information and also some quotes from two different authors from online articles, which I found interesting. The first author is Cornelius Brunner, the head of product management at TeamViewer. In the article for the HR Toolbox, Cornelius states, thanks to initiatives such as teleworking, it is possible to cut down the amount of commuting hours and flight hours associated with work. Less commuters also means less traffic congestion and less accidents, which in turn means less pollutants and improved air quality. Cornelius also states in his article, instead of commuting to and from work, workers can take part in teleconferencing as well as online training courses and online meetings. The result of these efforts is less carbon emissions. Teleworking reduces the carbon footprint, thereby ensuring a greater environmental stability. Next, I have a quote from a contributor to the Society of Human Resource Management. Her name is Dawn S. Onley. In her article, she states, the telecommuting policies of Dell, Aetna, and Xerox saved 95,294 metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions last year, which is the equivalent of taking 20,000 passenger vehicles off of the road. Now that we've covered some key aspects of environmental wellness, let's go ahead and move on to the increase of productivity within the business from telecommuting. Next, we're going to hear of some of the findings that Professor of Economics at Stanford University, Nicholas Bloom, has found regarding one company called Ctrip. Ctrip is a Chinese travel agency which conducted a telecommuting research study. Bloom states in his article, we found that people working from home completed 13.5% more calls than the staff in the office did, meaning that Ctrip got almost an extra workday out of them. They also quit at half of the rate of the people who were in the office, way beyond what we expected. And predictably, at home, workers reported much higher job satisfaction. Nicholas goes on to elaborate on why he thinks the productivity increased. He states in his article, one-third of the productivity increase we think was due to having a quieter environment, which makes it easier to process calls. At home, people don't experience what we call cake in the break room effect. Offices are actually incredibly distracting places. The other two-thirds can be attributed to the fact that people at home worked more hours. They started earlier, took shorter breaks, and worked until the end of the day. They didn't have a commute, they didn't have errands to run at lunch. Sick days for employees working from home have plummeted. Another author who studied the productivity increases for a business, Megan Baker, for the Australian Institute of Business, states in her article, when working remotely, 53% of commuters reported reduced stress levels, 45% were able to get more sleep, and 35% reported increased physical activity, all of which positively contributed to maintaining a balanced lifestyle. This goes to show that workers who telecommute from home have a more balanced lifestyle, which will then increase their productivity at work because they get more sleep, they have less stress, and they have more physical activity. Now that I have elaborated on two of my main points of this speech, I'm going to speak on the most important one that will benefit our business. Let's start talking about cost savings and how telecommuting will help us save costs. We're going to roll back and go ahead and reference the article of Cornelius Brunner, the head of product management at TeamViewer. He states in his article regarding cost savings, companies can save the money spent on office space and can thus reduce their energy use. Companies do not need to heat, cool, or maintain office space, which can sometimes be colossal. This means companies can save a lot of green in doing so. They increase their corporate social responsibility commitment. Employees, on the other hand, can also do a lot to green the environment. Another big cost that you can save on is paper waste and storage. Cornelius states in his article, telecommuters predominantly use less paper and instead offer more digital options such as PDFs and other electronic documents. Using less paper means using less storage space, and this also boils down to reducing a company's need to construct and maintain office or storage buildings. New cloud technologies are also a great help to teleworkers, enabling them to reduce the need for more storage space. Now that I've gone ahead and told you all of the main points on why I think telecommuting will benefit our business, let's recap all of my points just in case you forgot. The telecommuting benefits that I spoke about today are helping the environment. Telecommuting helps reduce fuel emissions by lessening the amount of commuters on the road. Telecommuting benefits employees. Telecommuting benefits employees by improving the work life balance and stress levels, which in turn increases productivity. Telecommuting lastly benefits the business. Telecommuting helps reduce business costs such as real estate, utilities, paper consumption, and also storage. Hopefully, I've convinced you to consider implementing a telecommuting program into our business. Thank you so much for listening to my speech and have a great day.